everyone, welcome back to Ed Paris TV. So people have been asking, what is this center line? So the center line is an imaginary line that runs up and down vertically and perpendicularly, splitting your peripheral vision in half. So you want to always control that line because it is the shortest distance between 2 points, between point A and point B, between you and your opponent. So for instance, if I were to throw a left, and here's the line right here, if my hand goes across the line and you now walk in on me, now you could pin my elbow to me and you can have full control over me. I would be overexposed to being hit, I would be overcommitted, and that's no good. So same thing if it's coming from the other side. If it crosses that line, now you could just pin my elbow to me and fully control my body. So it's even more important when you think of it in terms of what you do with your feet. You know, we rely on our feet to stand on for all our leverage. And if you pick up your leg and you're going to throw a kick, well, not only do you have to make it count, but you don't want to overexpose yourself. So if your leg goes across that line, you could be caught standing on one leg and get beat up right there and then. Same thing with the other foot. If it crosses that line, you're overexposed. The only time you don't want to take that line is if there's an obstruction that you cannot clear. Say for instance, a pole between you and your opponent. You're not going to try and punch through the post or pole. You're going to go around it. So for that instance, you might want to throw something like a hook. But other than having an obstruction that you cannot clear in between you and your opponent, there's really no reason not to take the center line. It's the safest route between point A and point B. There's another thing about the center line. It also tells us that the center of mass of the opponent is the area that you want to hit. Even if your opponent is facing this way, the center of mass is right here. If I'm facing this way, the center of mass is right here. If I'm facing this way, the center of mass is right here. So if you don't hit the center of mass, if you hit here, I can roll with it. You know, same here. You know, if this is the line. If you hit me here or here, you know, I'll be able to roll with it. If you hit me off center, I'll be able to roll with it. So you want to hit the center of mass because then the opponent has to absorb the full shock of the force of the strike that you're delivering. So very important. It runs perpendicularly and vertically, but it can also be at any point. If I'm not facing, like ideally I want to be facing so that I have equal hands, so that both hands and both feet have an equal distance to travel between point A and point B. But if I'm, say, facing this, here's the line. If I'm facing this way, here's the line. So it doesn't matter. The line runs 360 degrees around you, and it's just a matter of facing the target so that you can come as close as you can to having equal weapons at your disposal to travel down that line. Now, if there is an obstruction between you and that line, you don't want to oppose it. We don't oppose anything. You know, that's what the word fighting implies, is two forces opposing one another. You want it to be so that you can always clear it, or you don't oppose it, you complement it. So say you feel something strong in the way, you say, acknowledge it, say, oh yes, you're very strong, but sorry, I clear it, and now you run into my fist. So that's very important. Keep that in mind. It can save your life. You'll see even professionals violating this principle. It's mind-boggling that they're paying these trainers all this money and their hands are wildly crossing, their feet wildly crossing the line. The only time that it's applicable to throw a kick like that goes a roundabout kind of way is if you're trying to kick somebody off a horse in 3 feet of snow, which is where those kind of kicks come from. But other than that, you want to keep all your strikes pretty linear. And remember, don't oppose the force that you're feeling, complement it. We even have a saying, receive what comes, escort what goes, upon loss of contact, rush forward to regain it. Loi lao hoi son, lot sao jik chung. So it transcends combat. Receive what comes. Oh, well, you know, you have a friend coming from far away, go greet him in the airport. Receive what comes. Friend is going to go back to where he came from. Make sure he's safely boarding that plane. So you take him back to the airport, escort what goes. Upon loss of contact, rush forward to regain it. So you lose contact with your friend, don't wait to hear any news. Take the initiative, make the call, find out if your friend is okay. So all of these little sayings you might hear me say from time to time have an application in real life, everyday life, peaceful life. But they are also rooted in a martial sense, in a way that can save your life. So keep that in mind, and here's a little graphic in the meantime so you can see what I'm talking about with the Centerline. And until next time on Paris TV, have a good week, and please like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you later. Ciao.